Ed. Oh my god.
Hello.
Oh my god, they can hear me. They can hear you. Oh my god. If one of my fucking music is on that one, they can hear that one too. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I don't have a chat open. There it is. Excellent. Excellent. Oh my god. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I am the
The
the EJ Polo, the greatest odd jobs bounty hunter this universe will ever know. Cause I'm gonna fucking blow it up by the end of it. And I am here with another brand new, that's right, brand spanking MINATOURS. No! What's brand new? You're all asking right now as you look at the screen. Not Vest. Not Vest's hat.
Hello.
It is.
Got a propeller head.
The propeller hat. It is. The fact that we're doing Baldur's Gate, not just regular Baldur's Gate. I've got Baldur's Gate things that you missed videos. Ooh, I went around and looked for a bunch of random things that you probably missed videos. You guys beat the game yesterday?
No.
What? What do you mean? Like the run we on, or like in general? If it's in general, yes, I've beaten it very much.
Yeah, no, we haven't beaten the run we're on.
Yeah, me and Vest have been playing Baldur's Gate with some friends. The run you guys are on. Okay, yeah, me and Vest have been playing Baldur's Gate with some friends. Off stream. That's not for y'all. It's not for y'all. That's for us suckers. Y'all will never see it. We're having a grand old time. We are very close to beating it as we speak. We are literally mostly done with the third act. You hate us. Facts. But with the nearing the end of that one and celebrating the fact I'm at 500 hours. I think 502 hours in Baldur's Gate. I wanted to go through and see what things that we probably miss, because literally the last time me and Vest played, we found yet another thing that nobody knew about. Nobody in our fucking squad knew about. And like at least 3 of us in there are like pros.
I have over 1,000 hours.
That says over 1,000 hours. I didn't know that if you rob Demon Gate Lady, I don't Hellgate Lady, you have to fight golden imps and MINATOURS. How you spell Minotaur?
A-U-R-S.
That was close.
Well, you were close.
It was close. That turn you into gold. Did you guys know that would happen? I don't know if anybody's ever robbed top 500. I am top 500. I did that one time since I was being a bard thief in a run. How'd you get caught? Spelled thief wrong. Yo, Ren.
Death.
Thief. Bard thief. Okay. But yeah, just like the last stream with the black video game characters, I'm making a list with Vest of stuff that we think might be on there. Some weird, obscure stuff that we think are probably gonna be on there. We're not putting everything that we know, because then the video would just be that fucking long. And I'm not doing that. I would rather not. Because it's gonna be longer than I even planned to be here. So just doing 10 things. 10 things. Things that we already know in the game. That's weird. Like Vest, you know that.
Oh. Huh. There are like fights in the graves. Like you go into the graves and have fights. And I never knew that until like my last Baldur's Gate run.
What graves?
In Baldur's Gate, there's graves There's like a graveyard.
It's a lot of graveyards. Which graves are you talking about? Where?
There's only like one huge one. I don't know what it's called. Hold on.
There's a graveyard outside the Shard Temple. There's a graveyard by the fucking doctor's place. There's a graveyard in Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, in Baldur's Gate. That's what I mean.
Okay. Demon Torch. Fight in Baldur's. It can't be all fights. Baldur's Gate. So you reckon commentaries in BG3? Yes. I've got like 7 of them lined up. Fight in Baldur's Gate. Graveyard. Inside grave. Fight inside graves in Baldur's Gate. In Baldur's Gate. I'm trying to think of weird ones. I will put this one down because like nobody like this is probably gonna be on the list, but like nobody's like actively tried to do this. You only do this after you find out that you can. Try and kiss Mind Flayer at start of game.
Oh, I've never done that.
Yeah, that Mind Flayer.
Oh, is this the one that's dead? Yeah.
Yeah,
okay,
the one that's like dying and shit. Yeah. You have to go out of your way to do that because he fucking kills you. And I think it's an instant game over or some shit.
What was I gonna say? I don't know if this is obscure or counts, but if you knock out Alfira before she's supposed to come to your camp, a Dragonborn bard comes in her place instead.
Yeah. Knock out Alfra to save her from dirge mauling.
Trying to think what else there could be.
I was mainly thinking about Dame Ailey. Like everything with her is a fight. Because Dame Ailey's a violent fucking person.
She is pretty violent, yeah. But she also was like trapped in jail for centuries.
Okay, and some people reach peace. There's a lot of convicts in jail, Vest, that reach peace when they get out.
Okay, well, not over the course of Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, and the olden times where everything fucking sucks. Greaselord, no. Everything with Greaselord is dumb.
The owlbear grows up during the final fight. I don't know if that's obscure. Or if anyone notices. Actually, that's kind of bad. Don't put that in.
There's a handful of people that don't know about the owlbear, but I don't think I need to put that in. How the fuck were they supposed to know that they can get an owlbear boy?
You can get branded with the absolutist mark. I don't think a whole lot of people know that.
I think I failed a speech check or some shit, right?
Yeah.
There's enough people that don't put enough shit in charisma that's done that. I can put this. You can skip. Pros would know this. The people wouldn't. The regular player wouldn't. You can skip all of Act 1 in like 5 minutes. Because you don't have to do shit in there. You don't have to do anything in there. You could just walk all the way to the fucking Shadowland. Is it possible to mean John Gate 3 himself? If you say that sentence right. God damn, Ren. Me can't type for my life.
You kind of can.
You do actually. The game's been out for 2 years. You haven't played it yet? You dumb. You got a fucking dude in your head. You got a little fucking dude fucking guiding you throughout the fucking game in your head, and then it turns out that he's actually the founder of Baldur's Gate. So you do meet him. He's literally the friend you met along the way.
Wow. Can we put the Emperor's a freak?
Oh, when you like fucking sleep with him?
That, and then like the way he talks about Duke Selman.
Sure. Beastball Emperor.
Emperor.
I'm the fucking greatest. That looks so wrong. I'll put this. Shadow Heart. Shark is the only one that lets you sleep around.
And Halson, but I don't know if that counts.
He's not like a main romance. I wouldn't count him. He's a person you sleep around with. Yeah, that was a shock to me because I thought Astarion and Minthara, at least, were like down for anything, but they actually get upset when you try to like sleep around with other people.
Yeah, I mean, Astarion's only like thing is that he'll let you like be with Halson too, but then that's it. Like, he doesn't like the Drow twins in Tress's Caress.
Yeah, he's racist. John Gate 3 was the homie all along. Kinda. Let it be known, John Gate 3 is not my homie. Mad annoying in my fucking head. 4, 5, 6, 7. And she better start thinking of Tumo. That's the silence is deafening.
I'm trying so hard to think of something. You can meet Shadowheart's childhood friend in Baldur's Gate. I don't think a lot of people know that, because I don't think Sharp even did that in our playthrough.
Is she the one in a fucking like cubby hole?
Yeah, she's like the magenta tiefling.
Okay. Shark's childhood friend is alive. I love ya. Okay.
And then you can also add, like, she also mentions her in like her if you give her the what is it called? The one that makes you remember, the mushroom?
I can't remember what it is. Fuck, I just had one, now it's gone. How the fuck did that shit go?
Noble stock.
Noble stock.
If you give Shadowheart the noble stock, she also mentions her friend in like the memory that she sees.
Noble stock type shit. You ain't forget what I was just about to fucking put on here. This one's like famous now, but like, there's no reason somebody would know you could do this. Just from the jump. You can steal. I can't spell. Important items before fights. Like the room powder barrel. So I didn't know you can do this with like any object. Like I think you can. We didn't do it in our run. But like I'm pretty sure you can like invisible and stealth up to Cazador and like steal his staff off his body.
I did not know that. I thought it always stopped you because of the story, the cutscene.
Yeah, but like if they don't see you, then who's gonna start the cutscene? He can't see invisible, just in the dark. Eh?
True.
Last one. I'm like looking dead at my camera right now. Mouth closed. The shit is still, my mouth is still agape. Okay.
Oh, Minsk has a unique ability, and it's to throw boo at people for extra damage.
Thanks. Throws rats for extra damage. Okay. There y'all go. There's 10 things that we know already. I feel like the videos won't mention the Hell's Gate lady. Or most like fights. It's probably gonna be random stuff in the world that you can do. They probably will mention Alfira saving her. And probably the room powder barrel. Yeah.
Can we change the Emperor's a freak?
Why? What you want?
The poop knife that you find, which is relatively worse.
The poop knife. I don't know what the fuck that is. Don't tell me. I'm never gonna get it. Okay. Yeah, there y'all go. Here's 10 things. You can fucking rob Hellgate lady, the fucking demonologist. There's a fight inside the graves in Baldur's Gate. You can kiss the mind flayer at the start of the game. You can knock out a fear to save her. You can skip all of Act 1 very quickly. It's surprising how much of Act 1 you don't fucking care about. Shark lets you sleep with anybody. There's a poop knife. You can meet Shark's childhood friend. You can steal important items before a fight, like the room powder barrel. And the people react to it when you do it too. There's actual fucking dialogue when it happens. Like, oh, what the fuck? When the fuck did you get that? And Minx throws Boo for super damage. I'm sure y'all wondering what videos I have planned for you for this fucking reaction. It's a bunch of random ass shit. It's like I got like 7 of them. We make it through like 6. From a random collection of people. This one's from GameSpot, the fucking company. I think most of them are from the homeboy, the dude that has already been doing these. I've tried to pull like as many as I could from just different people, but like there's this dude, Toy House. Toy House has hella. He's built his career on this shit. He's got so fucking many. 6 or 7. We have like 7. We'll probably get through like 6. I'm trying to start that whack ass joke here. The Toy House has built his whole career on this shit, and I've done my best to not pull only from him. But shout out Toy House. He has everything. Okay, Vess, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Oh my god. Opera, I hope you're ready with the sound. Because if not, I'm gonna be very cross and cross you out of my fucking life. Alright, music off. Vest on. Video on. Viewers on. Alright.
We already know by now that Baldur's Gate 3 is a massive game with tons of complex systems.
Alright.
But just how detailed...
My shit's already... My YouTube's already running slow, and nobody knows why. This one's 33 things in 8 minutes. 33 things that you didn't know was in Baldur's Gate. Ooh.
Whoa.
Thank you, GameSpot.
Wow.
detailed does this game get? There's a lot of things you probably missed, and a couple of handy tricks you could be using. So let's list off a bunch of stuff you probably didn't know.
Tips and
In
tricks.
Baldur's Gate 3, there's a mechanic called dip, which lets you dip your weapon onto certain elements to gain
I knew that
property,
one.
such as into water puddles,
What?
poison, or fire. But with fire specifically, it can be dipped at almost any time, including off of teammates or off the enemy themselves. Or you can even dip fire off yourself.
I need a little extra.
Did you know that? Huh?
Oh, I didn't know you could dip it off yourself. That's
Oh.
fun.
Fuck kind of mechanic is
Yeah, I mean,
set yourself on fire, you can dip your teammates.
I don't know the logistics of that.
Dipping in my teammates. No, not dipping in your teammates. Doing dip with your teammates.
Like, I feel like you'd have to put alcohol in the weapon first or something like that. But, you know, whatever makes it work.
Edge.
Not quite sure how that works. You can also drop a candle down, light it up, then
He's
dip your
confused
weapon
too.
in the fire. or equip a torch to light it, then drop it out of your hand to dip as a fire source. So just keep in mind there's always a way to dip fire.
That shit takes like a whole action to do, just to dip your fucking weapon in fire.
It also gives, I mean, it gives you like a damage. What is up with this guy's fucking character portraits? Do you see how scary those look?
It's probably like old ones. This is from GameSpot, and this is probably before the game came out.
That's so funny. You're just in total darkness.
Fire.
Yeah.
If a party member has fallen asleep, you can
This game
help
is
them
scary.
up, or a friendly shove can wake them up too. Featherfall makes party members immune to fall damage, which is not only handy for jumping from high heights and to new places, but this
Yeah.
also prevents fall damage from getting knocked off from enemies as well.
Yeah.
Did you know that goblins and trolls are absolutely terrified of spiders? You could probably use it to your advantage to distract them. Familiars are handy friends you
I
can
didn't know
call
that,
to your
actually.
aid, and have a wide range of uses, but different familiars have different properties,
fucking
such
crab.
as some having much higher fall damage
Crab.
thresholds than others, or some having massive jumping capabilities. Remember, if you use familiars, try to always summon one before each long rest. They persist through rests, so when you wake up,
Lies. Some familiars don't persist.
True.
Like fucking Sharp's Dragon. And Elementals, actually.
I think Shovel also doesn't last a long rest.
Yeah. But like, most of the animal ones do.
you won't have to waste skill points again on getting them back. You already have them with you, and you can save the skill points for a more important spell. An extremely useful tip is to pick up every pouch and backpack you see lying around. They're nice little folders, obviously good for compartmentalizing things and keeping your inventory tidy. They can also help you hand over dedicated things to certain party members, and sift through multiple combat items during battle by putting pouches directly into your hotbar. A lot less scrolling this way. What's
don't
even
do
more
this.
powerful
I'm
about
about to say
backpacks
lazy
though
ass,
is
the
that
fuck?
when it's thrown far enough, the fall damage breaks the backpack and all the contents spill out. Seems like a pretty
But just
bad
open
deal,
the backpack.
until you absolutely pack your little satchel charge full of explosives and flammables to turn your
Oh.
backpack into a mini nuke that completely obliterates enemies.
Yeah, what was
With
that,
enough
Vess? What was
explosives
that?
stuffed inside, the computer can't even keep up.
What was that, Vess?
Now,
I should do that.
Out here judging GameSpot when they trying to fucking tell you 33 things that you didn't know about Baldur's Gate. How fucking dare you?
My bad, GameSpot.
that's a lot of damage. A funky way
that's a
to
lot of
light your
damage.
path without risking yourself is to use the light ability on an inanimate object, such as a single gold coin, then toss it where you want to go to light your path. Did you also know
What?
What? Why is a gold coin a light source?
You can cast light on it. GameSpot knows ball. Hold on. I don't know. GameSpot on some bullshit with this.
Yeah.
Why would you need to do that?
The
I don't-
Underdark is too dark.
I don't know if I've ever been in an area where it's like, damn, I sure wish I had a torch right now.
The
Other than-
Shadowlands.
Other than the Shadowlands, and that's it. But then I need it on me. If I throw the fucking coin away from me, I'm gonna get cursed.
Yeah. I mean,
know that familiar
if you threw a coin that had light on it, actually, you can only cast light on one thing at a time. Never mind.
familiars can sometimes
I
jump
was
directly
about to
through
say, I'm
iron
just gonna
bars. You can
light
also
up
do
the
this
whole
yourself if you
Shadowlands.
wild shaped into a small enough animal. If you ever run across
wait,
a treasure
that's
chest that
silly.
seems difficult to open, or you don't have the time to lockpick, you can always just pick it up, then send it directly to your camp to lockpick it at your own pace later. Did you also know that you never need to waste your inventory space for
Dude,
camp
it's like an
supplies? Even though
unboxing
the
video.
warning pops up that you
Look at all
don't have
these
enough
chests I
supplies
got.
for a long rest, the
Yo
supplies you've
guys,
sent
what's
to
up?
camp
It's
can
your
be used
boy
directly from the
Baldur's
traveler's
Gate,
chest for your
Baldur's
long
Gate,
rest.
and I'm
This
here
saves
with
a
another
bunch of
chest
weight in your
opening
backpack
video.
For more important things during your adventures. Party inventory is a great way to pass around different items, but it can be used in really interesting ways, such as sending items to each other even while halfway across the map, useful for passing heavy barrels off,
Yeah.
or even more handy, handing off equipment that allows different movement. So if
Yeah, I
you're
be
in a
doing
tough
that shit.
terrain situation, you
This
can
is the
keep
main way to
handing off
cheat
the
in a
equipment
fucking battle.
between each other to get over rough terrain. One tip while Baldur's Gate 3 is only on PC is to try out both control schemes available to you. mouse and keyboard and controller are both great options, and can be used interchangeably on the fly.
Did you know that, Vest? Eh? You can use a controller in Baldur's Gate 3 on PC? Eh?
I did know that.
Wow. Thank you for this thing that I didn't know.
This can create some much more comfortable gameplay, such as using the controller while exploring, then switching to mouse and keyboard during combat. Of course, play how you want to play it, but definitely try both fully before making your decision. When you're near traps, one tip is to stop and unlink your party members ASAP. Often while trying to disable traps, moving around to disarm the trap will have following party members run around you and probably trigger a nearby trap.
Damn it, Shadowheart.
Tell your party to sit still while you're working with the situation. Engaging in turn-based mode by pressing shift and spacebar is immensely helpful in not only giving you a second to process your next move, but also freezes buff timers and enemies in place while giving you movement. This is best used in ambushes to set up and lure enemies, then spring the trap while they're frozen to maximize your damage. Remember that not only water is freezable, but blood is too, which means that blood can also put out small patches of fire. It doesn't cover a very wide area, but the fact that this works is pretty interesting. Maybe it's obvious.
We should do that next time. Somebody's caught in fire. Fucking shoot them so their blood spills out and then freeze the blood under them so that they're not on fire anymore.
Or Sharp can just make a bunch of ice.
Nah.
Nah.
But it's good to know that you can shift-click multiple items in a row or control-click singular items to pinpoint your inventory selections. When on a slippery surface, always try to jump out of it or over it to prevent falling down. If you plan ahead, you can drop down a couple items before the battle, then plant a mage hand next to them to support your party members from a distance by chucking offensive or defensive items. Did you know that you can teleport via minimap? Remember that you can.
Did you know you could teleport via minimap, Vest?
I did not know that.
Wow. God, Vest, you're
Wow.
dumb.
What the heck?
What is it? God damn, they were pulling for shit. What do you mean?
Yeah.
You know there was a fast travel system in the game?
Dude, a fast travel system?
That's a
What?
Group and ungroup all your party members, but you can create separate linked squads, such as a squad of 2 and 2 together, 3 together, just 2 separately, etc. Just ungroup your party members, then drag each one by your preferred teammate. If you're having trouble targeting enemies that are way high up, you can hit the O key for a tactical top-down view to get direct line of sight on higher levels. Besides equipment and potions, you can walk over web surfaces by wild shaping into a spider, having your spider familiar walk over it, or by jumping over it. When coming across vent traps on the ground, you can simply throw any item on top of the vent to block the gas coming out. Then you can disarm it or leave it as it is.
You learned that this playthrough?
Yeah.
That was a first playthrough thing for me.
Cause when you were throwing stuff on the vents, I think it was you who was doing it, and I was like, wait, the poison's gone?
Yeah.
I didn't know you could actually do that. That's silly.
Yeah, because I fucking walked into a whole area where I was like, oh wow, I can't get through this shit without fucking dying of getting poisoned. How the fuck do I do this? I was like, oh, there's a vent. What do I just put something on top of it? Would that stop it? Because I was already like, oh, this game already wants me to think outside the box with all this fucking random ass shit.
This is not only great for nullifying magic attacking enemies, but also silences the environment, such as an explosion which would normally wake up nearby enemies, is instead deafened by the spell to let you sneak by quietly. Remember that potions have a small area of effect, and you can get more bang for your buck before or during a fight if you clump your teammates together, then throw or attack a potion on the floor altogether. Then you can share the effect across multiple teammates, not just
How would you swing on a potion on the
Crates
ground?
can be used for some great ladders for party members to stand on. Remember, if you stack 3 on top of each other, it's enough height to get the high ground advantage buff. Within the first 10 minutes of the game, you can nab the secret powerful sword from Commander Zulk to give you a huge step up in the early game. By commanding him to drop
I
in
knew they
or
would talk about this one.
you can check out our 10 things to do first video to find out how. Holding the Alt key down while exploring gives you a nice view of important items to pick up. Bear in mind this doesn't show absolutely
that.
everything that's important, and sometimes some random corpses or barrels that don't show up might have a nice surprise you might have missed. Don't overlook things.
Oh my god, the
If
shield
you're ever up
bolt.
on nice high ground, but enemies can still easily climb ladders to get up to you, just remember you can take out the ladders to give them no easy way up. One weird
Wow.
interaction
But then
is
how
if
are you
you're
gonna
up
get
on
down?
high ground,
You
you of
gotta
course
jump
have
and
advantage
take fall
against most
damage.
enemies on low ground. But if you fall prone while on high ground, you're actually untargetable by attacks that need line of sight from low ground. While I don't suggest going prone on purpose, this can be used to force enemies to approach you instead of shooting at you from a distance. And there
Wait.
you go.
I'm saying that's a whole ass
Yeah.
like ladder right there for them to get up and fuck you up.
I mean, they can't. I think the point is like they can't shoot you from down there, so they can't get like free shots. Like they have to come up to you, and like a funneling tactic.
I think those give Yankees a Misty Step.
Yeah, I didn't account for that.
This man's trying to get y'all killed. Alright, thank you, GameSpot. There were a few things that I actually didn't know. The dipping one was definitely one thing. I'll never use it.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I guess I kind of see the purpose of dipping to get like that extra damage, but it's also like not worth a turn, in my opinion.
I'm also X out the videos as I go through them to probably save my PC. Be warned, everyone, this shit probably will crash. It's weird because like my model's fine, but like YouTube isn't. Okay. All right. This one's from Mr. Mr. Holden. I thought it was Holton, but there's an H in it. Holden. Mr. Holden. He's got 15 things that are easily missed in Act 1. Just in Act 1, Bess.
Just in Act 1.
Just in Act 1. Shout out Mr. Holden.
Another Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough, or maybe you've already started one and you just need a refresher. In any case, here's 15 secrets and other hidden
He
things
made
that you
2B.
might have missed in Act 1. Number 1, starting with getting
He
one
did
of the
make
strongest
2B,
Chronogear
yeah.
weapons, the Everburn Blade. Before squaring up against Commander Jolk, remember to equip
I know
command from your
this
spellbook to
one!
No, no you don't. You don't know this one. You've never heard of this one. Oop it. God, the Everburn Blade. I never fucking... What was this one? This was
The
a year ago.
Everburn Blade.
This is a year ago.
The
Everybody knew about this at this point.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Everburn Blade is always the butt of these videos. Leave it alone!
Let me see.
Or you could just simply use Shadowheart for this. When the fighting starts, just run up to the commander and command him to drop his weapon.
Okay, that's a very low percentage, by the way.
Upon success, the Everburn Blade will drop to the ground and you can
He
simply
doesn't even
run
show
over
the
and pick
percentage.
it
He's
up.
just like,
And
do
there you
this.
go. You did
I think it
the Everburn Blade will drop to the ground and you can simply... Upon success...
It's just that we can't fucking see it because the fucking
starts, just run up
video's
to the
ass.
commander and command him to drop his weapon.
They say 55.
Upon
Okay,
success, the
alright.
Everburn Blade will drop to the ground.
There's a
and you can
higher
simply
chance that
run
it
over
works than
and pick
it
up.
won't.
And there you go. You didn't even have to fight him. Number 2, after crashing on the beach, remember to head on over to this area that's close to
So now you can do the same thing with the Give Yankees. To get a really good Give Yankee sword for Lae'zel. But you gotta use it on Vox, and I think after that you gotta fucking kill him. Unless you can just run from him, but I don't fucking know.
Make your way to this little alcove with a unique boulder in it. Have a character with at least 13 strength move it for you, like Shadowheart, and you'll find a map alongside some other stuff. After you've read the map, head on over to this area on the map, which requires you to do a bit of climbing. Here you will find the Harper's Stash, which contains some goodies, but perhaps the most important item to find here is the spider egg sack, which you can get from looting a spider's nest.
Oh.
This works like a pokeball of sorts, letting you spawn a gang of spiders that will assist you during combat. However, it's a one-time use only.
I didn't know about the map, but like I know about the fucking Harper's Nest.
I think the same. I think I knew about the nests, but not the Harper's or the map, whatever.
Number 3. You can access a shortcut to the crypt by shooting this big concrete block that'll crash into the crevice below. Just beware, you'll enter
that all
combat
the
pretty
time.
much immediately upon entering, so prepare accordingly. Number 4. While in the crypt, remember to loot this coffin for a soul coin, and after meeting Withers for the first time, remember to loot his sarcophagus, as in it there will be another soul coin. Karlak will thank you later. Also, don't forget that other chest in the same
No,
room
she
as
won't.
Withers.
No, she won't. You're killing Karlak.
No,
You're giving her
trying to fix
drugs.
her. You're trying to fix her. She's so grateful that you're trying to fix her, EJ.
You're making her eat people's souls. It's taking away her humanity.
Nah,
Vash.
she's fine. She's fine.
No, it's not fine. My model. Ooh, and untracked from me. Ooh,
as it contains to speak with dead
Ooh,
amulets.
how fun.
Number 5.
And
You can
joyous.
speak to a tremendous amount of dead characters in BG3. For example, you can talk to Cannon, the tiefling that gets shot during the goblin raid.
We from Elturel left.
And another female tiefling that's getting eaten by the 3 ogres.
Strange warriors. Gold. Skin. Silver blades. Quick of foot, this one, to avoid Githyanki hunters.
Then there's the Gentarum Caravan agent, the toll collectors next to the fake paladins of Tyr, and so much more. You can even speak to the ogre couple, and if you kill them, you can find out that they were truly in love.
That is Boothir.
Oh. How does that make you feel, knowing that these old couples were in love? Did you know that, huh? You know
I
it wasn't
did.
a one-time thing? Why do you know that?
Well, I don't know. Why else would they be cracking?
Sometimes it's one night stand.
Okay.
Yeah,
My bad.
yeah.
I suppose they were.
Best didn't know people just be fucking for no reason. Shame, Best. Grow up, kid.
What the hell?
And you killed them, you horrible monster.
Yeah, Vest. Fuck's wrong with you?
Number 6. You can find Auntie Ethel in the Druid Grove before heading to the swamp, whereupon she will give you a healing potion if you're receptive enough.
Oh, stop with the sweet talk. Here, take the end of the batch, just in case.
Oh, what a kind old woman. Truly a heart of gold. Number 7. There's a rather defensive squirrel
Wow,
next to the
how
druids.
nice
And
of
no,
Auntie
you
Ethel.
don't have
I
to
sure
take
hope
it
she doesn't
like some
turn
psycho.
evil.
What is wrong with
No,
you?
why would they show
Anyway,
this?
if you have the speak to animals
It's
spell
funny.
active, you can talk her down, upon which she gives you a very useful hyena's ear. See? Make peace, not war. Number
The
8.
fuck?
Another animal you might have missed is this rat running around next to the blacksmith. This rat will show you the location of an evil thing, which turns out to be a key to the cabinet next to Pandirna, the tiefling. However, to reach it, you'll have to kill or knock out Pandirna, which isn't really worth it as the items themselves aren't very special. Number 9. If you're playing as a Dark Urge and you desperately want to save Alfira, well, you're in luck.
Oh my
All
God,
you have
Vash.
to do is bash her brains in.
Oh my god, predicted.
Non-lethally, that is, and by that I mean turn on your non-lethal passive and knock her out. After a long rest or two, the time arrives for the Dark Urge to have her moment, but oh, instead of Alfira, you instead have Quill Groot Slang show up, a dragonborn girl with a penchant for throat singing. Unfortunately, the throat-singing maestro's fate is sealed and you cannot save her. But hey, rather her than Alfira, right? Number 10. Inside the basement of the Blighted Village, there's a chest that you can
What
reach
Alfira
by
just fucking
stapling
hates you?
boxes on top of each other, and it contains a steel-forged sword as well as a
yeah,
piece of infernal
but
iron. By heading
you're
to the
also
stairs,
saving
you
her
can
from
reach an upper
dying.
level by also stacking
Okay.
boxes. And at the end of the hallway, there's a cracked wall that leads to the Whispering Depths, and you can destroy this wall by using blunt weapons. Number 11. At the house where the paladins of Tyr are, you can access a lower level filled with common loot. But at the end, there's also a big door that's impossible to lockpick. However, you can destroy the door with sufficiently strong attacks, and so I had Karlach do the honors for me here. The room behind the door contains loot, but also tons of traps, so watch your step and then activate your inner loot goblin. To access the secret room at the end of the chambers, simply sit at the 2 chairs next to the wall and voila, you've got even more treasure to loot.
Yeah.
Number 12. If you can convince the Genterm traders to give you the Caravan Strongbox, or if you simply take it by force, you will be able to lockpick it and find some goodies inside, one of these being the Iron Flask. By throwing the Iron Flask on the ground, it will summon an Observer, which could help you out in a pinch, but unfortunately it's just...
Called it by a wrong name. He said observer.
That's a spectator.
I don't know who doesn't notice. Although maybe it's just me, because I'll just be stealing shit. I also didn't help the fucking Zeraman. I definitely convinced the fucking Null to just go in there and maul the shit out of him. And then maul the shit out of her kids. And then killed her. So maybe that was on me.
is likely to kill you as it is hostile. Number 13. You can access the Hidden Wolf altar in the Druid Grove early by pickpocketing Wrath and taking the Rune of the Wolf. You can then socket this in the Mystic slot next to the other runes. And after activating all of these, you gain access to the altar, whereupon you'll find some valuable loot as well as a rare weapon. Number 14. By going to the swamp first and heading to the southeastern part, you'll find a bunch of mobs surrounding a tree. After clearing all the enemies, you can find a hidden wooden
Oh my god.
if your perception
I
is
didn't
high,
like
which
I didn't
contains a
include this
letter
because
to
this is
Kaga.
also part of
After
like
reading it, you'll
a quest. Well, kind of. It's weird. It's weird if you come here and don't loot this and then see all the stuff about Kaga and then go back and then don't go back and confront her. So that's why I didn't even include this on our list.
Well, because I think once you pick up the paper, it does give you a quest to go confront Kaga, so...
Yeah.
I don't know who would see that and then go, oh, I should go on my merry way.
Maybe they just don't come
Unless
into
you're,
this
like-
area. Because it is like
Yeah.
offbeat from like Auntie Ethel stuff.
you'll be able to provide evidence to Kaga and the other druids that Kaga has been making deals with shadow druids, upon which you get to choose whether to kill Kaga or persuade her to join you in cleaning out the shadow druid vermin, meaning you can have a small redemption arc for Kaga if you so choose.
When the darkest hour fell, it was us that brought light. Sylvanas demands we illuminate shadow, not hide within it. How was I so blind?
Kaga's stupid.
Koga. The shadows don't forgive.
I belong to the shadows no longer. You've no power over me.
You would question my power.
Kaga's the most unloyal person I've ever met in my entire life.
Grant me your wrath.
Number 15, finally, one of the strongest weapons in the game is actually relatively easy to get, depending on how you look at it.
I just
Firstly,
talked
make
about
sure you
it.
park your local Lae'zel at your camp.
Check.
Next, bring Shadowheart or a cleric build with our old friend Command equipped. Now before getting in a confrontation with the Githyanki, sneak up behind Kithrak Voss while staying away from the Gith detection zones. Use drop weapon on Kithrak, and if successful, he'll teleport away, but without his weapon. Now the fight with the Gith might be a little tough, but if you've been clearing most of the content in Act 1 up until now, it shouldn't be too much of an issue. And after dealing with the Gith, you'll now be able to loot the Silver Sword of the Astral Plane, a very rare weapon that's just perfect for Lae'zel or a Githyanki character. And that's about it. Thank you.
Look at that. Look at all that stuff. Most of it we already know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
can't
think Act 1 is a doozy.
Yeah. I don't know if there was anything that I didn't know. I didn't know about the rat, but I don't go around talking to every fucking animal in town.
I think I found out about the rat when I did my druid playthrough.
That's all you druids do. All you druids do is just go around talking to random ass fucking rats and shit. What's wrong with you?
True.
Okay. Alright, thank you, Mr. Holton. Next. Act 2. Things that you missed. 11 important things you missed in Act 2.
Ladies, gentlemen, and adventurers of all ages, it seems like players of all kinds are really taking this as a wonderful moment to return back to Baldur's Gate 3.
My man's got all kinds of stuff in his throat.
New players taking it on for the first time. Last week we talked about a bunch of items in Act 1 that can either really help you out or just really well hidden, but mostly...
This man made this in February.
2024.
It's 2 years ago. Oh my god, he's so old.
A healthy combination of those two concepts together, with the idea being that all these things are a bit off the beaten path, but all of them are worth doing or having. Today we're doing a bit more of the same, but changing locations and moving on to Act 2 of the game with another 10 items, but for the second stage of your playthrough. We'll go through them in some...
Video, no.
No. Video.
Mr. Rage Gaming Videos, please. Thank you.
First time, you won't get any spoilers that you want to avoid, so let's start off today with MINATOURS. This one is a really big one for any returning players starting new playthroughs as well, as this is something that was only made possible in the first place in a recent patch, so you probably won't even know about it unless you pay attention to the patch notes quite specifically, which is specifically the ability to recruit MINATOURS as a companion, even in a good guy playthrough. Before this patch, the only way to get her on your side was to work with the goblins against the druids and essentially kill off the entire Emerald Grove. But since this change, you can actually side with the druids, and you can kill literally everyone of the goblin camp if you really want to, as long as you only knock MINATOURS unconscious specifically, instead of fully killing her. Then you'll be able to recruit her in Act 2 in Moonrise Towers from that point forward. This way you can have even MINATOURS and Halsin in the exact same party if you want to do so, for a very juicy dynamic between the two. Second up then, we have a pair of rings that are easily missable, but quite good to have. In order to get them for yourself, you need to go to the House of Healing.
Did you know that?
Oh, I know. I did know this, yeah.
Not that. I was trying to pause it beforehand. Did you know about fucking MINATOURS? That you couldn't recruit her if you were a good guy at first?
Did I know if I could recruit MINATOURS? If I... What?
Before the patch, you couldn't recruit MINATOURS?
Oh, yes, I did know that. Yeah. You had to choose between Halsin or MINATOURS.
Okay.
And you couldn't recruit them both.
I had to check my thing and the video. I had to check my OBS and the video. Sometimes your model gets stuck like in between the talking and the resting pose.
I'm seeing that, and I don't know why that's happening.
But like, I'm still moving fine. I have no clue what's happening.
Rings that are easily missable, but quite good to have.
Everything's
in order to get
hateful.
them for yourself, you need to go to the House of Healing area in the center left of the big town in the middle, and in
Wasn't
through
this
the front
fucking,
doors of this area, if you take the first left into this
the
room
little
full of
girl's
beds,
parents?
in which there is a skeleton here, you can loot this
No,
to
never
find
mind.
the Love's Embrace ring. From here, if you then head out to the cemetery just to the east of the building, right at the base of a tree near the entry gate, there is another corpse on which you can find the True Love's Caress ring. These two rings specifically only work with each other, but are pretty solid in what they actually do. Love's Embrace lets you cast Warding Bond for free once per long rest on a target who is wearing the Caress ring. This makes it so whenever they take damage, you take matching damage, but they also gain +1 to AC and saving throws, as well as resistance to all damage, meaning they take half from all damage. So essentially it winds up being a similar damage number overall, but split between two characters instead of taken by one, which is really strong, especially if you are protecting a squishier member of the party and moving that damage to a tankier one, or even just the idea that area of effect healing can be extremely strong if your damage is split in this way. The crazy part of this is the way that sort of items with spells work is that the effect lasts until long rest and doesn't disappear when you unequip the items, so you can just use them once per long rest, take the rings off, but keep the effect on. Third then, today let's talk about a neat little puzzle that can be a bit odd to find and odd to work out too, and it is located right in the middle of Wraithwind Town, the big town on the western side of Act 2 map.
Did any of y'all do this?
Sharp did.
Okay.
In probably the place that you'd least expect to find an actual puzzle right
say,
out
I
in the
remember
middle of
this,
the
but like
open.
I
You
remember
find the
remember
statue,
anybody
you
actually
interact with the
fucking did
various
it.
plaques on it to read what they have, which
Yeah,
is sort of a
I think
series of
Sharp
weird
split up to
letters.
do this
But if you
alone.
read the plaque on the north side, then the one on the west side, then the one on the east side, they actually spell out an entire phrase, which then opens up the southern side of the statue to reveal an entire hidden chamber of shard lifted under the plaza. Down here is a conversation that you can have with any of your characters in the lead that can result in a major but short-term buff. Interacting with any of these Shar statues at the bottom will initiate a skill check where you roll either intelligence, wisdom, or charisma. You only need to hit a 14 to pass this check, and if you do, then that character receives a plus. Shar
15.
statues at the bottom will initiate a
Okay. I thought it said 15
check,
before.
and if you do, then that character receives a +5 boost to that chosen stat until your next long rest, which is a pretty meaty bonus. As well, if you use Shadowheart here, she doesn't even need to actually roll a check on any of them, as she is recognized as someone faithful to Shar and just gets to have the boons for being who she is in the first place. If you pass the check on all 3 of these statues, you even get a hidden altar, and if you pass a religion check on this, or again just use Shadowheart, you can offer the altar some blood to get some items as a reward as well to go with your short-term buffs. Fourth up today then, this specific new friend is part of a piece of equipment that is a reward for completing a side quest. This quest is starting.
You remember the Raven friend?
In the Shadow Cursed lands where you can
I do
find an
remember
NPC
this guy.
named
We didn't
Who
do him though.
Was. I'll avoid spoiling his quest, but if you work alongside
thought we
him
did.
for a bit, you will complete it, and he will offer you the
Okay,
Raven
cool.
gloves.
We
These
skipped
have
them.
one simple purpose, and that is making you be able to use the spell summon
It's
Cloaked
fine. I
Raven,
don't like talking
which
to
is
him
a
anyway.
third-level
He's got
summon
weird
that
ass eye
you use once
tattoos.
for short rest and can just become a
he's
permanent
got a white
for
raven.
you for the rest of the game. Just a nice little Raven friend to follow you around. Especially as with most items of this kind, you can equip it, use the summon, then replace the item with your actual normal gloves, and still have your new Raven
This
buddy
shit is
to hang
struggling
around
with
you.
this video.
Fifth and today we get a
Mr.
little
Rage
bit
Gaming
funky.
videos
There
is
a shop
killing
on
me.
the ground floor of Moonrise Towers that contains a lot of solid items, but that part is obvious. You will find these normally. What is less obvious though is if you talk to the commander True Soul on the second floor of the area, you can, through conversation, get a dialogue option that she should provide you with some extra help with a skill check on it. And if you pass this, then she will agree and open up the secret shop for you to purchase from, which essentially just adds a few extra items to the shops downstairs, but some of them are exceptionally useful. For example, the Gauntlets of Surging Accuracy for a fighter, which give you a bonus d4 of hit chance for every attack that you do on a turn with Action Surge going, as well just a bonus 1 to strength saving throws. It's just a hell of a lot of value and
Ooh, did you know about these gauntlets?
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think I've seen these before.
Warriors only, fool. Action Surge only, fool. Can you Action Surge a fireball? Can you fireball and then Action Surge and then throw another fireball?
Yeah.
Okay.
only one of the items that you get for unlocking this special shop. 6th up then, we have a sort of doubling up, but this one is mostly for newer players or just those who tend to play more on the cautious side of things. And Moonrise Tower is the main climactic location of Act 2. On the southwestern side of the first floor, there is an entrance to the basement, which is quite simply a prison. In this prison are a group of tieflings that you may recognize, as well as another group of captives too, and if you talk to them, you have the option to help them escape, but you may well be a bit concerned by this. The way that this story is moving here, you are essentially undercover, pretending to be friends with everyone in the tower, and apparently a lot of people just sort of ignore this whole section of stuff because they don't want to blow this cover and kill everyone in the whole tower as a result. But it's
That's
worth
fair.
knowing that this prison is actually entirely self-contained. If you kill all the guards, no one upstairs finds out about it, so you're clear to actually do what you want down here. As a result, you can help these people escape, which gets you a really nice robe as a reward too, but you can also use this to get away with killing the warden of the prison, which gets you the Spellcrux Amulet, an extremely strong amulet that just lets you restore
Yeah, I
any
knew
spell
that.
of any level for free once per long
This is
rest.
like a
again,
must-have
being an item
for
that
like
you can
any
unequip after
magic
using
class.
and replace. So
Okay, but magic is dumb. Yeah, I said it. I said it. Rebuttal?
Fireball.
You're about to explode. What's wrong with you? Okay.
7th then today,
Is that Gale? Why is his hair white?
I don't know. Why did they make him blonde? Is he shirtless? Wait, play the video.
let's talk about something that will either provide you with a
No.
What? Okay, never mind.
His hair is
my bad.
also like normal. Hold on, wait. What quality is this shit on? Why is it at 480p? What a higher quality crash it. Looks about the damn same.
permanent familiar friend.
Yeah, his hair is normal in here, but like in the portrait, it's white.
I think it does that to Shadowheart too.
This is all located
when you
in
reach Act
Balthazar's
3,
bedroom
it
in
doesn't
Moonrise
change her
Towers
hair
on the
color,
second.
it just keeps it black, but changes like her hairstyle, like her haircut, which is a little odd.
Floor. Once you're inside of here, you need to grab one of the disturbingly plentiful human hearts from around the room and place it in the altar on the side of the room behind the bookshelf. Once you are in here, there's essentially a lantern construction area, and if you have specifically Gale with you in your party as a companion, or if you're playing as Gale, you can interact with this lantern area. Otherwise, it won't do anything for you. With Gale, however, you do get an option: destroy the ritual area with Gale, and he will get a permanent buff that gives him advantage on concentration checks, which is a really solid thing to have if you're actively using him in your party. The other choice is to use the ritual area to create a shadow lantern, which functions similarly to a regular moon lantern for light purposes,
This
but
is
also lets you
like
summon a shadow lantern
a
wraith familiar, and
prime
once again, you
Gale
can summon
likeness.
I've done this once, and that was only with another playthrough, because I don't think I ever keep Gale on my team.
I do this if I'm romancing Gale, because you get like points for doing it.
Oh, no points.
this, and then unequip the
Gil
lantern,
still
just like
tries to
any of the
fuck
other
me.
item-based spells. Eighth up, we are sticking with the Moonrise Towers. In this location over here on the main floor, there is a researcher with a shop who shows quite an obscure interest in blood.
Big ass nose.
If you have Asterion with you in your party, when you talk to her, she'll get a
Blood
bit
room.
excited and ask for him to,
Nice.
do his vampire thing and suck her
No,
blood.
she
He
over here
expresses
wants to
significant
fucking. She wants to fucking take fucking Astarion's blood because he's a vampire. She don't even care about him like that. And then she goes on to fucking hide in Baldur's Gate and blow up her house.
Did you know that the reason Astarion doesn't want to bite her is not because she's a drow, and it's because she's injected illithid blood into her? Did you know that?
Yes.
You knew that? What? I
talked to
literally
him
found out
afterwards.
about that yesterday.
Yeah, I talked to him afterwards and like, hey, I saw that freaked you out. And I was like, yeah, she's a fucking freak. He thought it was because he was
Like the
racist.
smell of her blood at all,
I
you can persuade him to
honestly
do it
thought it was
anyways if you
because
want him
he's
to,
racist.
and the reward if you do so is a potion of everlasting vigor, which very plainly gives the character that consumes it +2 strength permanently, which can also surpass the limit of 20 on a skill, meaning this is essentially +1 to all strength-based checks or rolls or anything like that for the rest of that character's existence permanently, regardless of any other influence. Ninth, then, today we have something a touch further in. As you near the end of Act 2, you will reach this little Mind Flayer colony area, and in here there is actually quite a bit to do. One of these things located over here, and then this side of things, is a crazy looking brain puzzle, but essentially you just have to connect the colors of this puzzle without crossing streams, so to say. It's relatively simple. Once you do so, you will open up a panel in the wall revealing a weapon and a brain in a tube. There are plenty of brain
Brain in
tubes
a
around
tube.
this zone for you to find, but this one is special. If you walk over back through the same room, there's this little balcony type thing that you can actually jump over to in the back here that is easily missable, and on this is an item that you can put a brain tube inside of to interact with it and actually converse with the brain's owner. With most of the brain tubes, nothing much happens from this. The waking mind, however, the specific brain tube you got from the puzzle, is a fallen monk. Talk to him through this item, and he offers you a deal to purge his mind here in return for his knowledge. If you do so, you get a permanent buff called Githzerai Mind Barrier, giving you advantage on intelligence saving throws of any kind, forever. And then finally, we have an insanely...
Why the fuck did the elliptid cut this dude's head off and keep it?
I don't know, they're fucked up.
I'm so confused.
Probably just like experiments with like how the Githzerai protected themselves from like the Absolute. To me, it makes sense because I think the Absolute was trying to find a way for people to like not resist the voice. And that's why they had a Githzerai head, but you know, I don't
How
actually
we gonna
know.
do this? We need to kill this man and then cut his head off. And then hold on, wait, what if he has his brain? Let's take his brain out of his head and put it in a tube in a back room. Are we gonna put any more brains back there? No, just put his back there. And we're gonna put a little brain puzzle by it so that we know it's the brain room.
It's the brain room.
You looked at her fucking, you looked at it stupid. You looked at her hate, you looked at they're all fucking dumb.
What's in the green jars? Are they like actual brains or?
They're like containers that are supposed to have brains in them, but you can't like break them open.
Yeah.
You can throw them, but you can't like break them open. They're kind of fucking useless.
How odd.
Only strong item, but only for one class. This one is found specifically in the transition area between Act 2 and Act 3, so I'll be really light on the explanation here as it's sort of a major story moment, but put simply, during this section, there will be a number of enemies that you can fight. The last one of them, before you interact with some royalty, is one that drops this item on death. None of the other enemies in this whole section really have any actual loot, so a lot of people can miss this as they just get sort of lazy with their looting, and of course, once you finish this and enter Act 3, the item is gone forever. And the item here is the Boots of Uninhibited Kushigo, which add additional damage bonus to unarmed strikes equal to your wisdom modifier. Again, this is pretty much perfect for monks, and wisdom is their spellcasting modifier, and they love unarmed strikes. So put it all together and you have some shoes that you'll probably wear for the rest of your monkish life if you so choose. And that does it for today then, everyone.
Yeah, nigga already. It says 11.
10 items specifically for Act 2 that are just the right mix of powerful enough to talk about, but also hidden enough that they aren't just obvious to people who are playing the game for the first time, or even just people who haven't scoured every inch of the game. I hope you've enjoyed this then, and hopefully you've either learned about something that's new and helps you out, or even just been reminded about something that you'd forgotten.
Thank you,
in
Rage
some way.
Gaming
Like
Videos.
the
Thank you,
subscribe
Rage
to the
Gaming
notification bell
Videos.
for more, and most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, until next time, stay.
It says 11 important things. That was only
There
10
were
on this
no-
list.
Yeah, that was only 10.
What the fuck?
They lied.
God damn it, Rage Gaming Videos. What's wrong with you? This whole stream's ruined. Whole stream's ruined by lies and fabrications.
How could they do this?
Fucking Gamo Talk would never do this to me. About 8 new discoveries that we can make that make you replay Act 3 / Baldur's Gate 3.
There is a secret ring in Act 3 that almost every player misses. Even I didn't know this ring existed in the game until I found it during my last playthrough. It is called the Seemingly Gleaming Ring, and it gives +1 to Charisma saving throws, but you'll receive a penalty to Wisdom saving throws in return. You'll find an NPC called Neighbor at Karmskarms in Act 3. If you interact with him, you'll see he's a very talkative guy who is trying to choose the perfect class for himself. You'll have to sit through all his dialogues until he finally makes a
it's
decision
him.
about his goal. Once he does, he will give you an amulet as a reward, which grants +1 to performance.
completely forgot about
if
this
you
guy.
still
I got this at like my first playthrough, but I never talked to him again because I fucking hate this guy.
the amulet before he gives it to you, then after finishing all his dialogues, he will reward you with the ring instead. This way you can get both the ring and the amulet without any consequences. Just make sure you do not get caught while stealing.
Oh my god,
In the
he's got
graveyard
transitions.
in Act 3, you'll find the
Holy
grave of
shit.
Shadowheart's trainer, Alistair Manley. If Shadowheart interacts with the tombstone, and then if you talk to her, you'll hear some dialogue from her about her master. However, if you have a Night Orchid in your inventory, you'll unlock additional dialogues. She will make a joke, but
What?
eventually thank you if you give her the flower.
Rings a bell? Why?
You can do this in Act 2.
You didn't pick
Okay, but you didn't know about her fucking master's grave, did you?
I did not know about that, but this part you can do in Act 2.
that by hand, did you? They're deadly poisonous. Joking. They're safe. And beautiful.
Joking. I've never heard her say that.
Joking. Yeah, you haven't? Really?
It sounds so off. No, I didn't pick any night orchids for her.
Oh, what the hell?
I just
You
talk-
hate Shadowheart.
I just talked to her, and then she was impressed by my natural charisma, and then let me do things. And then dyed her hair.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Thank you.
After that, if Shadowheart places the flower near the grave, she'll give her final farewell to her master.
Just a small remembrance
Oh.
from one who can scarcely remember. Rest well.
Yes. I thought it said map. Oh, farewell master. I thought it said firewall master.
No.
While digging the dirt mound near the stairs in the graveyard, a kobold will appear. She will tell you to leave the loot there as she found it first. However, if you win the intimidation check and tell her the crate belongs to the Nine Fingers, she will agree to leave the place empty-handed. In this specific case, if you win another intimidation check, you will be able to charge her to get additional loot. She will then throw her weapon at you, which you can keep. It deals an additional 1 to 4 fire damage per hit. I always prefer to get the weapon this way without killing the kobold. Also, any party members with a charlatan background will receive a skill point for loading the crate here.
I didn't know. I didn't know kobold popped out of a random ass fucking grave.
Yeah, I knew that.
Was this the fight you were talking about?
That's one of them, but there's also, like, you have to go inside the graves for some of them.
You'll
Like,
find
they're,
a girl named Nina in the graveyard standing
I
beside.
don't know what they're called.
I've just
I've
just never thought about digging up the graves in Baldur's Gate in their cemetery where their loved ones are. That one seemed like a
Okay.
crime. The cops would
Now,
fucking
hold
get
on.
me on.
Now hold on, you
Yeah.
don't do that to start the fights. They're like, I don't know what they're called. They're like the inside graves that you walk into. They exist like in real life. Hold on.
What, the catacombs?
Is that what they're called?
Something like that.
I think it's that then if that's what it's called.
See, he might get into it. He's still in the graveyard.
her brother's grave trying to resurrect him. Her big brother was actually killed by Baldur. Nina attempts to bring him back, but she won't be able to succeed
Mausoleum,
unless
that's
you
what it's
help
called.
her. If you do, some undead enemies will spawn
Okay.
and trigger a fight. However, you can also stop her by telling her to let her brother rest in peace. This way, you can avoid the inevitable battle. But wait, that's not the end. After stopping Nina, you can report her act of necromancy to the graveyard's caretaker. Then a cutscene will trigger where the caretaker confronts Nina and convinces her not to attempt necromancy again.
Time for truth.
I was gonna raise my big brother from the dead.
Why?
Because I miss him.
What do you miss about him?
I miss his laugh. How he made everything less scary.
Do you feel that warmth in your heart at his memory? Death does not mean you're apart. He is here every time you speak of him. But necromancy does not give life. It twists death. Whatever abomination you summon will not be your brother. I swear it.
Before moving any further, I have a request.
What does she know?
Please
She's never
hit the
raised the
subscribe
dead.
button to get more content like this. It costs you only a few seconds.
I think
but
she
fills my
has.
heart
I
with
think if you have to be like, I think the job requirement to be like a grave guard is to like be a necromancer or have knowledge of necromancy.
Okay, having knowledge and actual experience are two different things. He's never spoke with the dead before. Also, this guy's right. You should subscribe. Subscribe to DJ Polo YouTube channel right now. Thank you,
Oh my God.
Thank you, Gumbo Talk. I appreciate you, big dog.
button to get more
I hope you get a hot dog.
content like this. It
My neck.
costs you only a few seconds, but fills my heart with joy, and all my hard works get paid off. So
Facts.
please do this.
Facts. It would also fill my heart with joy if my fucking camera looked at
In
me.
one of my previous videos, I showed how to kill withers in Act 3. Many of you commented on the video asking what happens to the ending if you do so. I tried to find the answer, but before getting to that, let me quickly explain the procedure to kill withers. For this, you need to use the atrophied method. If any ability of a specific individual drops to 0, they gain the atrophied condition and die instantly. To reduce abilities like this, I use two elicited powers, Absorb Intellect and Ability Drain. However, Progressing to the ending camp party after killing Withers made me curious about what would happen next. Actually, I couldn't find Withers in his chamber no matter what I did. The game seemed stuck at that point. I talked to everyone in the party and tried every possible thing, but Withers never appeared, like he was truly dead. Everything remained fine until I heard someone in the camp. If you do that, Withers suddenly spawns out of nowhere and a cutscene begins. It was the first time I saw him since I had killed him. Withers punished me for ruining his party and threw me into a portal.
Suddenly,
I'm kicking you out of this party.
tired. Good day.
I don't know, that's how I fucking, that's how the playthrough fucking streamed ended, with you getting sent through the fucking portal.
I don't know how that happened.
You like hit somebody or some shit.
I don't know who I hit. That's so funny though.
I'm glad all your fucking negligence got you kicked out, and that's how our original playthrough actually ended.
When you go to the House of the Healing, you'll find an undead nurse at the reception. If you talk to her, she'll think you're there to see the doctor. She'll tell you to join the line and wait. There, you'll get a performance check option to pretend to be an ill patient. But the interesting thing is, if you fail the performance check, the characters will act in a hilarious way. I reloaded the game for all the companions and it was great entertainment to watch. Let me show you their acting skills.
You endanger the sick.
Ah.
You endanger the sick. You endanger the sick.
Wait, this is so epic.
Why don't you say anything?
You endanger the sick. You endanger the sick.
I don't know why. Will feels like the most canon choice for this.
You endanger the sick.
Why was Shadowheart by herself?
Speak with Dead is one of the greatest features of Baldur's Gate 3. It allows you to talk to
Facts.
specific dead NPCs in the game and ask them up to 5 questions. However, the case of Naber is an exception. He is so talkative that 5 questions aren't enough for him. After you have asked all the 5 questions, the narrator says the spirit refuses to be silent instead of saying you can ask no more questions.
The spell's power wanes, but the spirit refuses
Did he say
to be
descendant of
silent.
Nuber?
You even get the option to ask
What?
the dead if
He said, I'm Naber, descendant of Nuber.
The fuck?
he knows the way to end the conversation. If you want to enter Worm's Crossing via the first checkpoint, you'll have to pass some dialogue checks. You'll also need to give 200 golds to the guards. But fortunately, you can bypass the checkpoint easily without any dialogue checks or gold. It is quite easy. Just follow the path on the right and keep going until you reach your destination. If you talk to the guards afterward, you can confirm that there will be no further hostility for bypassing it like that.
Access confirmed. Proceed at will.
Boss battles are extremely fun and entertaining.
False. False. That's not the only way you can do it. I've seen a speed run. Did you know that you can beat Baldur's Gate in like 10 minutes, Vess?
I did not know that, but I believe it.
Fucking speedrunners are crazy. Also, I don't know how he beat Ketheric Thorm with a bomb. That bomb did like all of Ketheric Thorm's health and his final boss health. I'm so fucking confused by it. But if you give a character jump and just have them fucking like leap from rooftop to rooftop, you can do that too.
I know if you pass a speech check, you can totally skip the first phase of the Ketheric Thorm fight.
No, he didn't do that. He literally just threw a bob at him because that was way faster than rolling dice.
That's so funny.
entertaining in Baldur's Gate 3, but sometimes they can be quite lengthy. Actually, this game is a game of hundreds of possibilities. If you want, you can win most of the major battles without even doing anything. Yes, you heard it right. For example, you can kill Ketheric and even Markle without a fight. You can one-shot all the 3 goblin leaders without lifting a finger. These methods are especially great for speedrunners. I have shown how to win 6 major battles without doing anything in this video. You can watch it by clicking here.
Hold on.
Wow.
What did you say about Ketheric?
Sometimes they can be quite lengthy. Actually, this game is a game of hundreds of possibilities. If you want, you can win most of the major battles without even doing anything. Yes, you heard it right. For example, you can kill Ketheric and even Markle without a fight.
I don't know about Merkel, but
Yeah, I'm about to say, what the fuck?
I've never done Merkel. You might have to like start passing every speech check from the very beginning, like from even before like you start fighting Ketheric.
This man's lying to me, but that video isn't on the list. Fast, we have now reached the second to last. No, third to last. Okay. Third to last video. We got 2 more 10-minute videos, and the last one's like 30 minutes if we get to it.
Okay.
Oh my god, top 10 worst quest in Baldur's Gate. That's not the one we're looking at, though. We went through Act 1, Act 2, and Act 3. So now we know all of the secrets in all of those. Now what about these 10 most secret encounters that you probably missed? You think we missed any of these, Vess?
I don't think so.
Well, have you heard of Zombie Minthara?
Have you ever seen the zombie version of Minthara or Draragi?
Oh, I did know this.
What about the Golden Minotaur? And did you know that?
Hey, we just found it.
Oh my god, the Golden Minotaur! Holy shit!
A fuck ass golden minotaur that can turn you gold.
Hank has a secret brother who only appears in a very specific scenario. If not, then you're in the right place. During a playthrough of Baldur's Gate 3, there are literally thousands of choices to make, which can lead to so many different possibilities that many of the outcomes are never seen by the players. So in this video, we'll take a look at what I feel are 10 of the hardest.
Oh, this is Proxy Gate. Proxy Gate Tactician. Shout out Proxy Gate Tactician for Baldur's Gate 3. 10 of the most secret encounters you probably missed.
Choices to make, which can lead to so many different possibilities that many of the outcomes are never seen by the players. So in this video, we'll take a look at what I feel are 10 of the hardest to find encounters or NPCs in Baldur's Gate 3. Starting things off with the Stormshore Tabernacle's Djinns and Cambions. During Act 3, in the basement of the Stormshore Tabernacle, there are several chests which, when robbed, will inflict the player with a curse to spawn an enemy Deva when cured. If you found this part, it's not too surprising. But did you know that if you're a
cleric, he beat the shit out of him.
Cambions instead of a Deva. Depending on the cleric's choice of deity, the creature type will change. For example, if you pick the Tempest deity, then it will spawn 1 or 2 Djinn for you to face off against. And if you have any of the evil deities, such as Vlaakith or Shar, then it'll spawn Cambions instead. Because most players take Shadowheart as their cleric, and you cannot manually change her deities, it would be pretty rare for somebody to naturally encounter these Djinn in a playthrough. Did you know that it's possible to encounter?
Did you know about those Djinns? Yeah.
I did know about those Djinns. I have robbed the church before.
You're a monster.
For the leader of the Zentrim in Act 3, while it's not strange that a high-ranking character like this is in the game, it is a bit strange that she only appears as a failsafe character for someone else. Boss Friol will only show up if the traitor Roa Moonglow has died in either Act 1's Goblin Camp or in Act 2's Moonrise Towers. In Act 3, she will act as a replacement during the encounter with Minsk in the sewers, where she attempts to run away with the stolen money from the bank. If you do let her escape, then you can meet her again in the Thieves Guild hideout once more for another battle. Here, she'll actually offer you an alliance with the Zentrim if you help them take over the Thieves Guild. Normally, Roa Moonglow would have been here instead to offer the same deal, and if you did decide to help them, they promise to aid you in the final battle against the Absolute. However, there's one slight problem here, as Boss Friol will not actually provide you with any help at all in the final battle. The quest log even says she will, but there's no options when you get to that point.
What a bitch.
If you had helped the original quest giver with this instead, she will provide you with the Call Forth Allies button in the final section of the game, which allows you to summon some extremely weak Zentrim allies, which for some reason in my playthrough had just 1 health. Boss Friol is also not a vendor like Roa is, meaning this Zent leader character is just worse in every way. If you decide to kill her, she does drop the 10,000 gold that was stolen from the bank and a +1 longbow. In Moonrise Towers, there are actually 2 encounters
we should have
which
killed
are
her.
I already got. We
Oh, we
did.
did.
I was
We
gonna
did,
say.
we did. Never mind. Never mind.
I divvied up that money immediately. I don't think I've ever gone back and given the dude's money back to the bank.
Yeah, I think that's bad.
Easily missed by players, and since they're in the same location, I figured I'd group them together. The first encounter is with these hungry gargoyles. To find them, you first need to head out the back of Balthazar's bedroom and onto the balcony. There you can find a platform which you can jump up to. After climbing some
I
vines
actually
and
did not
jumping
know
across
this.
a few more platforms, you'll find 3 starving ghouls. These ghouls will explain to you that the Absolute promised them flesh, but hasn't actually given them any food. From there you can choose to fight them,
ugly.
or you can use Illithid Wisdom to convince 2 of them to turn on the other one. These gargoyles all have no loot, but it is a fun little conversation which even players with hundreds of hours may have never spotted.
Why the fuck are they up here?
They're waiting. I mean, it makes sense.
Does
so if
it?
they need to fly, they have a high place to fly from.
They don't serve any purpose.
No, they don't. I mean,
They don't
maybe
even pop up in the
protection?
battle with Kethric.
They do not. No. Probably just like a defense thing
For what?
Moonrise
We
in general.
we ran that whole bottom floor of that tower.
Well, they only protect the outside, not the inside.
From who? Catapults.
Birds. Lots of birds.
At level 3.
That's why they take on birds.
So why is this one also? God damn, he's got 2160. Watching this in Super HD. If we can't, I'll kill Vesperelia.
A second encounter in Moonrise Towers, which is easily missed, is located inside the prison area, which I'm sure most players did explore once in a playthrough because it has a few important.
I have to lower the quality of this immediately. I can't support 4K when my shit's about to explode. And by shit, I mean random ass fucking YouTube videos.
Story characters in there to chat with. However, if you come back here after freeing the
Back up a little bit.
playthrough because it has a few important story characters in there to chat with. However, if
Oh no.
Oh no, the quality's too great.
If you come back here
We'll
after
bring
freeing the Night Song
Bongo.
during the assault on Moonrise Towers, then you can actually be greeted by several new enemies.
God damn, do I actually have to do this in fucking 480? I have the fucking bar. I see the bar where it's supposed to be. It's just choosing to hate me because I'm beautiful.
I think your RAM usage is through the roof right now.
I think your RAM usage is through the
Explore once in a playthrough because it has a few important story characters in there to chat with. However, if you come back here after freeing the Night Song during the assault on Moonrise Towers, then you can actually be greeted by several new enemies, which are not normally down here at any other time. These enemies include a Death Shepherd, several Necromites, and Cerebel, who looks nearly identical to another character from upstairs. Maybe they're twins. There's not really anything notable to be obtained.
Oh, I thought
here
that was
besides
her.
a few below average flails and an inspiration for Lae'zel, but it's easily missed because it's one of the very few areas in the game where returning to it later will have a new encounter for you. Zombie Minthara and Zombie Droraxlan. Nearly everyone who's played Baldur's Gate 3 has encountered Droraxlan and Minthara in Act 1, but did you know that in Act 2 it's possible to encounter them again, but as zombies? It is a bit of a long process.
Thank you, Circle.
First, you need to kill both of them in Act 1, then progress through nearly all of Act 2 and let Balthazar take the Night Song.
Oh,
you must have
not
also
good.
either killed Isabel or kidnapped her at Light's Inn. Then when you return to Kethric, he's...
Jesus Christ, Dougie. I'm gonna watch this in poop vision.
must have also either killed Isabel or kidnapped her at Light's Inn. Then when you return to Kethric, he's friendly with you and will ask you to pray to the Absolute. But when you try to pray, instead, you are kidnapped by him and taken into the Mind Flayer colony. Once inside, Balthazar here will begin his task to extract the prism from the player. And if you look closely, he has 2 zombie guards at his side. One is Minthara, and the other, Draragslan. In case you wondered, if these characters were alive during Act 1, when you get to this encounter, they would instead just be regular zombies. This exact scenario is pretty difficult to find, because you have to have sided with the good guys in Act 1 by killing the goblin leaders, and then change sides and help the evil characters in Act 2, which is a pretty uncommon way to go through the game. And I'm sure a lot of people didn't even know it's possible to fight Balthazar in the Mind Flayer colony at all, because he can be fought in 2 other areas prior to this. The Shadows of Thay.
I don't know why the fuck. Why are they level 5 but have 22 health?
I think that's just how lesser zombies are.
Yeah, but he is a master necromancer. This is like the master necromancer who raises the dead all the time, but for some reason he raises these two and like botches it.
Well, no. I don't think you can beef up a zombie that you raised from the dead. I think the zombie is just raised from the dead.
He's got a whole fucking Frankenstein and army behind him.
I think that would take longer.
I think he's bad at his job.
Well, be nice to him.
No, why? Give me 2 reasons why I should be nice to Balthazar.
I don't have a reason. You don't have to be nice to him.
Thay. In Act 1, you can locate a book called The Necromancy of Thay, a book which, if kept, provides some amazing bonuses to your party throughout the game. When you first pick up The Necromancy of Thay, it is hinted that the book has the option to be destroyed, and if examined, you'll see that it is weak to radiant damage. Should the player choose to cast a radiant spell on the book, it will be destroyed, granting the party some experience and summoning 3 shadow enemies that will attack the player immediately. These are the only shadow creatures that you'll find in Act 1, and they don't really put up much of a challenge. Normally, you lose the ability to destroy this book after you've read it, because it becomes impossible to remove from your inventory. Making this choice removes your opportunity to get power from the book during Act 3 and grants you basically nothing in return. So it's probably the one encounter on this list that I'd never recommend anybody to actually do. Bugthimble and the Kobolds. During Act 3, should the player choose to dig up a specific dirt mound in the lower city graveyard,
we just learned about this.
Bugthimble will appear. The player can attempt to use deception to fool the kobold, but if it fails, he will summon 6 holes in the ground, which will each spawn a kobold ally on their turn. It's a pretty unique fight because you're able to block the enemies from being spawned if you either stand on top of the dirt mounds or place objects on top of them. It's a mechanic that I kind of wish they would have used elsewhere, because it was quite interesting to have a different way to go about the fight. If you did instead pass that deception check, then you'll actually tell the kobold that the grave you dug up was your father's grave, and you'll earn no experience or item rewards at all. It just skips the fight. I'm pretty sure this encounter is the only one in the game that starts from digging, and it's in an area where you could easily miss it because there are so many other locations that digging does not really do anything. Defeating this kobold does drop a unique weapon named Kerwin's Cauterizer, which is quite weak for this point in the game, but because of how unique of a fight it is, I did want to
You can dual wield it.
Bowal. Well, I'm sure many people have seen this encounter by now. I did want to include it because I think it is the hardest to find encounter in Act 1. In the Underdark, you can jump along these mushrooms at X70,
Me too.
239.
But only because y'all showed me, because I don't know why the fuck would I ever go into this random ass corner.
Going inside takes you to the Festering Cove, with several Kuatoas praying to Bowal. If spoken to, they demand blood, and this leaves you with several options. You can attempt to persuade them by offering to...
What?
You're playing an exploration game, you have to explore.
There's nothing over there. Freaking stupid ass fucking mushroom I have to bounce on. I just fought a robot in a tower that spoke Shakespearean. I'm going into this random corner of the world.
In his name, you can choose to battle him, or you can choose to sacrifice one of your companions to gain a buff, which grants you advantage whenever you attack a bleeding target. This is one of the only situations in the game that allow you to permanently dispose of one of your allies, and because of the way the mushrooms blend into the background, it's an area that most people probably didn't see. The Golden Minotaur, the Devil's Fee is the story.
Yeah, you sacrificed them to a god.
That's really silly.
Also, if you brought them back to life, why would they ever want to work with you?
It's a mistake, dude. It's a misinput.
My bad. I thought the god demanded a blood sacrifice. It won't happen again, teehee.
Exactly. And they should forgive you.
Door located in Act 3, and inside you can interact with its owner, a Diabolist named Helsik. Most players would not choose to attack her because she is a friendly vendor and quest giver. However, if you did decide to do battle with her, she will then call to her side several unique imps and minotaur of the golden variety. Each of these golden minions do additional 6d6 damage when attacking someone Helsik has marked with greed. While they are just a reskin of something else, it continues to blow my mind just how many creatures Larian put into this game that you only ever see once. Enemies like this are just a constant reminder that other game developers need to step it up in the future.
Oh, I should have put that one on there. that you can talk to fucking, you speak with animals. You can talk to
Enemies
the
like this are
fucking,
just a constant reminder.
that dude's hole and like fucking taunt him to come out.
Really? That's
Yeah,
funny. I
you
didn't
find
know
his
that.
hole and you speak into it and like he'll respond. And
I
like,
want to know what Bullet sounds like.
I think it was a deep voice, but I can't remember if it was a deep lady voice or a deep dude voice.
That other game developers need to step it up in the future. Number 2 on the list, I wanted to share a few characters which will only appear depending on your choice of origin character. These are all encounters which will never be seen by people who just play as the standard Tav character. Should the player start the game as Lae'zel, then on the Nautiloid ship you will get a new Githyanki fighter companion, Losir, who will accompany you and act as her replacement through the prologue. He has a second set of Githyanki armor which can be pretty useful early on, and after the prologue, his corpse can be found on the beach. Should you start the game as Gale, then during your first long rest,
Wow,
you
he
will
only
encounter his
lasts
trusted
for the
friend, Terra,
first
who will
part?
stay at your camp and
Yeah.
you can get ring, the ring of
He's
Fate.
just there to
Wow.
replace
Cat-like
Lae'zel for that
recommends
first
the player
fight, so you got a
consume the ring
companion to
to
help.
aid Gale's need to consume magical items. This character normally doesn't appear until Act 3 unless the main character is Gale. If you play as the Dark Urge, and the bard tiefling Alfira has died in your playthrough, then a dragonborn bard named Quill Grootslang will appear in your camp one night. She is the only dragonborn NPC in Act 1, and is only encounterable as a failsafe for Alfira, meaning most players who do play as the Dark Urge would still not even see her. She has a few unique dialogue lines explaining how happy she is to be alive, but ultimately, no matter what you do, she will not survive the night at your camp. Dark Urge has several other unique encounters, but this is the only one that you're likely to miss, as killing Alfira serves no real purpose. In case you wondered, as far as I could tell, Astarion, Shadowheart, Will, and Karlach did not bring any new characters when played. I did play each of these characters all the way into
What the
Act
fuck
3,
is he
and
wearing?
There's a few unique cutscenes, but there's not really any new characters introduced early on like these other ones have. And lastly, I saved what I feel is the absolute rarest character in all of Baldur's Gate 3 for last, and that is the bartender's brother, Honk. Honk is a character which has no wiki page. There are also no videos about Honk. And when searching Google for information about Honk, there was only one Reddit post asking if he even exists, as there is a letter in the game which references him, but the post received no answers. So, who is Honk? Well, Honk is Hank's brother, and you might be wondering who the hell Hank is. Hank is the owner of the Singing Lute Tavern in Act 3, and during Karlach's dating scene, Honk will appear as a failsafe for Hank when Hank has been killed before you go on a date with Karlach.
Hey.
Wow.
Hank, I think we ordered the...
There's literally nothing that changes about the cutscene other than the voice itself, and in the cutscene, Karlach calls him Honk instead of Hank.
Hey, Honk, I think we ordered the...
It's probably the laziest failsafe in the entire game. Larian created him for this one short scene that basically no one will ever see. Because in order to see this character, you have to have romanced Karlach and killed Hank before the dating scene, a character which has no real reason to die at all. Quick shout out to the commenter Izillion Nell for letting me know about Honk, because I'm sure almost nobody would have found him if not for you. Now I have to ask, do you know of any rare or easily missed encounters in Baldur's Gate 3? And did you know all the NPCs on this list? If so...
Did you know all the NPCs on this list, Vess?
I don't think I did.
Wow. I'm gonna remember Honk.
I'm gonna also remember Honk.
I'm gonna go back and kill that man. Just
No, don't kill Honk.
okay. This is the one with the most information in it. Shout out Proxy Gate Tactician for this video you made 2 years ago.
Thank you, Proxy Gate Tactician.
You were in the lead for most stuff we actually didn't know, and GameSpot had 33 on their list, and half of it was tips, not things we didn't know. Alright. 99. This is from Toy House. This is from the man himself, the man, the myth, the legend. The dude that's been making these did you know lists all over the fucking place. 99% of players missed these extremely rare secrets in patch 8 of Baldur's Gate 3. So this is like the most recent one. This one's from 9 months ago.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
First up is Tilly's Boon. Tilly is a gold dwarf located within the High Hall courtyard, locked just beyond a set of heavy oak doors. Upon encountering her, she thinks you're there to kill her, but if you tell her you're not and tell her to make a run for it, she'll actually grant you protection. Now this protection that she grants you is actually Death Ward. When your HP is reduced to 0, instead it remains at 1. A pretty handy condition, especially for honor difficulty. And strangely enough, as you might have noticed, Tilly doesn't exactly look
Is this not
like
also
a gold
before
dwarf,
like the
but
last fight? That's awesome.
Yeah.
That looks like a
I
gnome,
was gonna say,
but
this is
is
the
in
last
fact
area of the
labeled
game.
as a gold dwarf, leading me to believe that this is simply a misnomer. And next up is secret
The fuck is a misnomer?
I don't know.
dialogue from Scalaritus Fell. While playing as the Dark Urge and approaching the Temple of Baal, if you wear the gibbous of the Worshipful Servant, which is the exact hat that Scalaritus is wearing, he will comment on it, suggesting that you remove it because it is the hat of a lowly servant. You can respond that the hat stays on, or that a child of Baal does.
I'll never know what a child of ball does.
As they please, or agree to remove it. Each response has a unique response from Scalaritus, which is really cool, and it is an interaction that most players probably miss. Now, to get the gibbous of the Worshipful Servant to use in this interaction, you'll need to head to the Devil's
where you
Fee.
get it.
Once there, you can buy the hat from Helsik for a mere 35 gold. However, if you defeat Gortash and read his note before going to the Devil's Fee, you'll have entirely different dialogue, and Helsik will recognize you and give you the hat for free. And next up is War Paint, the secret buff most players missed. War Paint unlocks hidden dialogue
What?
options with more than one NPC, and chances are most players did not acquire this hidden buff. To get the War Paint buff,
No, this is awful.
Yeah, I was about to say, what the fuck? I was trying to like, oh, where the fuck would you get this fucking war paint buff? Oh, you have to fucking smear the shit on your
you'll
face.
need to head to the Goblin
Yeah.
Camp. As you arrive at the checkpoint, you'll begin a conversation with Sentinel Olak. I chose the nature dialogue option and then failed it, and then got the dialogue that I needed to wear the war colors in order to pass the checkpoint. Olak then points at a pile of warm dung and says that smearing that across your face ought to do it. If you go through with it, you'll actually gain the condition War Paint, which reads decorated with warg dung. Once you have that condition, along with Speak with Animals, when you talk with Claw and Little Claw, both will have much more friendly conversation with you than if you didn't have the War Paint condition. Little Claw mistakes you for his dad, and Claw likes the way you smell. Whereas without the condition,
What?
Little Claw says that if you touch him, he'll bleed you out, and Claw says he wants to eat your giblets. And next up is Minthara's secret poisonous kiss, unlockable only once you're in Act 3. You'll need, of course, to keep Minthara alive in both Act 1 and Act 2, and have her join your party in Act 2 and do some very specific things. First, you'll need to increase her approval as much as you possibly can, because Minthara's poisonous kiss can only occur once you've romanced her. So as you get her approval up, you'll need to select certain dialogue options once you kill Kethric, and then officially begin your romance with her at the end of Act 2. Once you arrive in Act 3, then you will finally gain the option to kiss Minthara. After kissing her repeatedly, there is a random chance that upon kissing her that you will then feel strange. Minthara will admit that she takes small doses of poisons with her meals, and that there may be traces on her lips. This is super rare because not only do you need to save Minthara, you then need to romance her and then kiss her a whole lot, since this is a rare random occurrence to get poisoned from her kiss, meaning it's probably an interaction that most players haven't seen. It actually reminds me of Baldur's Gate 2, where there was a woman on the side of the road you could kiss and it would instantly kill you. And next up is
Wow.
We
They
need
did
to-
that in this game.
We need to we need to ask them if they're okay. Then spend kissing Minthara every night before they go to sleep.
I think Div might be poisoned.
is a secret reward from a random goblin that joins your camp. At the end
Who?
of Act 1, if you choose to raid the Grove, you can actually get a reward from an NPC called Goblin Brawler. He immediately gives it to you upon talking to you, explaining that he had to cut off the fingers of someone in order to get it from them. And at the end of the dialogue, you see in your inventory an item which is none other than Elfira's loot. It seems poor Elfira just can't catch a break during evil playthroughs. And next up is a secret buff everyone missed. This buff is called Infectious Greed and is incredibly strong, granting an additional 6d6 piercing damage to all your attacks and granting advantage on your attack rolls against targets marked by Promise of Wealth. The 66 piercing damage is an amazing addition to your damage, and so is occasionally getting advantage. And to acquire Infectious Greed, all you need to do is raise your attitude with Helsik to 100. Once done, you'll automatically get this mysterious buff. However, if you've ever brought a trader to 100 attitude before, you know that this makes them an ally to you, and that is the true reason that you gain Infectious Greed. It's an aura given off by Hellsick. So that means you could also just cast Dominate Person on her to gain this condition. Also, Hellsick is the only NPC who can cast Promise of Wealth, which gives you advantage, so dominating Hellsick is definitely the right way to get the most out of this condition. This can be helpful.
Wait. I ain't know you can get merchants to fight with you.
I think, like any merchant, or...
It looks like it. She's in the battle using her fucking little greed goblins. Her greed imps. Fucking golden boys. They're actively on your side fighting the world.
Oh. Maybe this is like a Raphael route. I don't know how they managed to do this.
I think it happens with any merchant. We're going to test this shit out. But that involves me selling shit to merchants instead of killing and robbing them.
How boring.
If there's a fight near a waypoint, so you can dominate Hellsick and then teleport and immediately have this condition, which could turn the tide for your party. And next up is how to get Halsin to join your party in Act 1. To do this, all you need to do is complete the quest to defend the portal in Act 2, and when you talk with Halsin at camp afterwards, he will offer to join your party. Once you have him in your party, just cast Silence on him and then take any Act 1 waypoint, and he won't be able to stop you since he's silenced. This allows you to play out any parts of Act 1 you didn't already complete, and he surprisingly has a lot of dialogue when exploring certain areas, which you wouldn't expect since you're probably not supposed to have him in your party in Act 1. And next up is Caustic Retort. Whenever you take damage, reflect it back at your attacker threefold as acid damage. This is a massive amount of damage, and it is a permanent condition. To get Caustic Retort, you'll need to head to Act 3 and board the Lustrous Lass, the ship that's near the Grey Harbor Docks waypoint. Once there, there's a gilded chest that, when you open, releases a cursed imp. This imp has Caustic Retort, and you'll probably figure out how powerful it is if you have opportunity attacks enabled, since the imp usually triggers them immediately. Once he appears, use Planner Binding on it to make it your ally. Now you'll be able to send the cursed imp in against your enemies, causing it to potentially deal massive damage against high damaging enemies. There's actually a clip online, and I'll show it here, of the cursed imp being used against Ansur to deal over 300.
I wish I could see it properly.
There's so much shit going on.
I just need it at a higher quality. How my poor PC can't deal with the amount of depth.
Ally. Now you'll be able to send the cursed imp in against.
Damn you.
Your enemies, causing it to potentially deal massive
Let it be known the AIs did this.
Damage against high damaging enemies. There's actually a clip online, and I'll show it here, of the cursed imp being used against Ansur to deal over.
I should said 332 damage.
300 damage to him, and Planner Binding can be learned by level.
I can't wait to fight Ansur.
I think Lae'zel does have Planner Binding, but I have not done it to any of the fucking people yet. I was trying to hold monster on dumbass Raphael, and he kept on getting out.
Bards, clerics, druids, and
I've
wizards.
never thought to
and next
use,
up is
like,
how
I'm
to
really
easily
bad at
access
finding instances to use like utility spells.
the
So I
Umbral
just
Gem
kind of
near
end
the
up
entrance
not
to the
using them.
Gauntlet of Shar. The Umbral Gem unlocks the door leading deeper into the Gauntlet of Shar and is bound by an arcane lock, preventing the use of knock. Usually the way to pass through is to turn off all the lights to see where it is safe to walk,
How does she walk
progress
through
through
it?
the maze, and click the
How did she walk through that?
near the entrance to the Gauntlet. Wizards. And next up is how to easily access the Umbral Gem near the entrance to the Gauntlet of Shar. The Umbral Gem unlocks the door leading deeper into the Gauntlet of Shar and is bound by an arcane lock, preventing the use of knock. Usually the way to pass through is to turn off all the lights to see where it is safe to walk, to progress through the maze, and click the Umbral Gem. However, if you simply equip the Boots of Striding, which you can obtain from Minthara, you can cast a concentration spell and walk right through the magic that pushes you back, and then just click took the Umbral Gem. That's because Boots of Striding make you unable to be knocked prone or moved against your will while concentrating. Of course, if you've done this before and just know the maze by heart, that works too, but otherwise these boots offer easy access to the Umbral Gem.
Do you know this maze by heart?
No.
Wow.
I don't. I don't really remember how I do this. I think I just kind of go and do all of the like lanterns or thuribles, whatever you want to call them, and then I just do it that way. I never thought to do it this way.
Tisk. Somebody doesn't like Shadowheart enough.
I haven't romanced Shadowheart since like my first playthrough.
I did it once. I don't know. Shadowheart's like the least interesting one to romance.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it. I kind of like the Gales a little bit more.
I like Lae'zel's. She's so sweet.
True.
And next up is Warlock Grease's brand. Warlock Grease is a goblin in the Shattered Sanctum that can brand
It's that
you,
brand.
but he will only give you his brand if Priestess Gut has already been slain. Warlock Grease's brand is in fact the same as Priestess Gut's brand, but it is a rare dialogue having Grease apply it, since most players probably would have gotten branded by Gut already if they had wanted it. The Absolute's brand will give you the branded tag and allow you to progress through dialogue with Gek Cole, Corsair Greyman, and Lump without a dialogue check. It also unlocks the full potential of a number of items such as the Absolute's Protector.
Oh, I didn't know you can skip Lump's dialogue if you got the brand.
I thought he didn't like you if you had the brand, but I guess not.
Your Talisman, and Warboard. And next up, did you know there are 3 spells that you can cast on a target protected by Sanctuary? Sanctuary is meant to ward a target against being targeted by spells or attacks. So being able to still target a creature with Sanctuary comes as a surprise. The 3 spells that can be used on a target with Sanctuary are Thorn Whip, Blight, and Chain Lightning. 2 of those spells can be learned by a wizard at level 7 for Blight and level 11 for Chain Lightning, and a druid can learn Thorn Whip at level 1, giving you some options against targets who use Sanctuary, when you really probably shouldn't even be able to target them. And next up is a hidden...
I need to remember that. I need to remember that Chain Lightning bullshit. Blight. I hate these Sanctuary using motherfuckers. You can't just use explosions too. Any AoE.
Yeah. Yeah, like any AoE spell, Fireball would work.
I need more barrels. I think I'm out of barrels. Oh no. Guess we need to stop. We in the game, we need to stop and get more fucking smoke powder barrels.
We need like a lot of explosives in general, because I think we're missing a lot of explosives.
Sharp still has the rune powder barrel.
Oh, true.
Dialogue option with Withers, only available if you are a cleric. The first time you speak to Withers as a cleric, you have the option to focus on the divine energy you feel from his presence. If you pass the wisdom check, then you'll discover that Withers has a divine aspect, a reflection of death itself, eternal and inescapable. You then unlock the dialogue option to ask if Withers is a god's chosen, since you just discovered that he is that powerful. Withers responds that he will answer no more questions on that topic, but this dialogue certainly reveals that Withers is far more than meets the eye. And next up is how to easily pass the Gauntlet of Shar. The soft step trial can be completed before ever shedding blood at the altar, which allows you to skip having to deal with the shadows that patrol. Just run through the maze, and once at the end, shed blood at the altar to start the trial. Pick up the orb and teleport back. The self-same trial can be easily won by having all but one party member leave the room, have them unequip all their equipment, and then start the trial. Have the other party members re-enter and join for the trial. You'll be up against a single mirrored enemy with no equipment on, making it a super easy fight. And last, for the Faith Leap trial, surprisingly, starting the trial first actually lets you fly through it using a scroll of fly. Before the trial begins, trying to fly though doesn't work, so it's actually the opposite of the soft step trial. Activate the trial, cast a scroll of flying, and fly to the end to easily pass it. And next up is a hidden reward from using Detect Thoughts.
I can't remember how I got
If you
that
talk
through
to
that one.
Booyag Piddle in the Goblin camp, he'll explain explain he's been reading Volo's book. He'll ask you questions about what certain words mean, and eventually you can ask him for the book. He'll decline, but if you have detect thoughts on, you could read his mind and learn that he wants to write a book about the Absolute since he knows so much about it. Once done, you unlock a new dialogue option recommending he write that book, and he'll drop the book on the ground, letting you pick it up without any trouble. Once you read it, you'll be awarded inspiration for anyone in your party with a sage background, which Gale has, called Secrets of the High Chieftain. And next up is a hidden interaction with Hexblade's Curse. The curse reads, your damage rolls against the target gain a bonus equal to your proficiency bonus. But did you know that this also applies to magic missiles? This means that if you upcast magic missile using this damage rolls against the target, hidden interaction with Hexblade's Curse. The curse reads, your damage rolls against the target gain a bonus equal to your proficiency bonus. But did you know that this also applies to magic missiles? This means that if you were to upcast magic missile using a level 6 spell slot, you'd cast 8 missiles, each gaining your proficiency modifier, which in my case was +4, adding an additional 32 damage. And if your target was a boss with a lot of HP, you could send volley after volley of magic missiles and they would all get this bonus damage, which is huge. And best of all, you only need 1 level in Hexblade Warlock to...
Don't be proud of this. You don't use magic missile like that.
Well, yeah, I'm not a warlock.
You got to be a warlock for this one?
Huh?
I thought magic... Why did I think magic missile was a cantrip?
Magic missile is a spell.
Nah, fuck this then.
Get Hexblade's Curse, making this subclass amazing for dipping 1 level into. And next up is a secret interaction with Control Undead. In the Gauntlet of Shar during the self-same trial, you can use Control Undead on your mirrored clones. Instead of taking control of the clone, however, they just instantly die. This is a super easy way to defeat a mirrored clone without doing the cheese.
How'd he say it like that?
All your gear before starting the trial. So if you want it to be
they just instantly die.
To easily complete the trial, Control Undead as an Oathbreaker Paladin is the way to go. And next up is a hidden interaction with Bernard. In the Arcane Tower, if you throw Bernard off the tower, he will actually use the elevator to come back up to you. Of course, you might think that it's not intelligent enough to know how to use the elevator, but it does, and it makes him all the more terrifying. However, I did notice that if you throw him off the front of the tower, he seems less able to use the elevators. And I never noticed this before, but when he dies, it actually looks like all the arcane braziers in the tower kind of throw off sparks as he dies, which is kind of interesting. And next up is how to keep Dammon alive even if you slay the Night Song in Act 2 or anyone in Last Light Inn for that matter. All you need to do is kidnap them from Last Light Inn before you slay the Night Song. And to do this, just use improvised melee weapon on your target, pick them up, start carrying them, and then right as you're holding them, teleport to a waypoint where it's safe. So for example, the Gauntlet of Shar waypoint works great, and then when Last Light Inn falls to the Shadow Curse, they won't be there.
What is he working on?
And then when you progress to Act 3, they will be there alive and well. This is perfect for characters like Dammon if you want to shop his wares in Act 3, but you want to do an evil playthrough. And next up is a secret dialogue with Lump.
I thought Karlach would leave you if you did that.
If you attack Damon?
No, if you whatchamacallit? Destroy the Last Light Inn.
I'm not actually sure. I've never done it.
Okay.
If you have a character go invisible and then another character start dialogue, switch back to the invisible character and steal his war horn, then after passing the dialogue check to come to an agreement, he'll begin to offer his horn to you, but then realize that it's been stolen, and he'll even accuse you of stealing it, leading to combat. It's definitely a dialogue option most players probably missed, since you'd have to steal it during dialogue, otherwise he becomes hostile immediately once the horn is stolen.
Damn, his video just ended.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Thank you, toy hoes.
That was pretty epic. There were
Yeah.
things in there I didn't know.
Huh?
Huh?
Oh no, that was like hella stuff in there that I didn't know. Toy House has like the most fucking videos on things that you missed.
It's so silly. He
It's
just
fucking...
He just be doing shit.
He do just be doing shit. But he's profiting. We probably won't do this one. Because this one's 35 minutes. And it's just 8 things things of dialogue that we may have missed. I'll go to when was this made? 10 months ago. This is like fairly new. We'll do like one from here. One full segment from here.
Okay.
This one from Auntie Ethel and Homegirl. Because who doesn't like this storyline between Auntie Ethel and Homegirl?
After the first scene with Auntie Ethel in the tea house
From Slim X.
Is finished,
Whoa,
Marina
Slim
is
X.
given dialogue of her own, but you can't usually see it because trying to talk to her in the lair while the hag is nearby will just start combat. One option is to wait for Ethel to peacefully teleport Marina away, then sneak your way down to the lair and free her from the cage. But the better way is to let the hag go to the lair by herself and leave Marina behind. How do we do that? If Ethel doesn't teleport Marina during the conversation itself, she'll do so right after. Or if you start combat, she'll do it at the beginning of her second turn. Killing Ethel on her first turn doesn't help, since it just triggers Marina's usual reaction after you defeat the hag.
You bastard! You ruined it!
But Auntie Ethel can't perform her little disappearing act on Marina if she can't see her. Before you walk into the tea house, just toss a potion of invisibility so that it splashes onto Marina. If you accidentally walk too far in and start the conversation, that's okay. Just send in a second character to throw the potion. Though don't get too close if that character has Volo's eye. As soon as Marina is invisible, attack the hag to start combat, then just skip your turn to give her the chance to run away without Marina. Don't dawdle too long in combat though, or the invisibility will wear off from Marina since she's not in turn-based mode. If that happens, Auntie Ethel can snatch her just like usual on the way out. Once
That's
Ethel
so
is
silly.
gone, just wait for Marina to be visible again and you can talk to her.
She's just sitting down.
It appears back in the chair.
What the fuck?
Where's the tea house? What's going on? What? But the house. God's this place. What? You can't. She's a hag. Please don't leave me here.
But using this trick also has other advantages, including more unique dialogue after the fight with the hag. Head on into the lair and ignore Auntie Ethel popping up to threaten you. But before we finish off the hag, here's a bonus. If you force Lauren to leave his small mirror room, he gets his own bit of rare dialogue.
No! Ethel! I'm sorry! I'll go back!
Wow.
There are also supposed to be reaction lines from the party, but they don't play due to a bug.
Dead. Powerful magic at work, surely.
His heart gave out. With a little magical push, I'll wager.
After reaching Ethel's room, you'll see that there's no cage and no Marina. And the fight plays out like normal, other than the hag won't turn into Marina, of course. Once you bring her health below 20%, she'll beg for mercy as usual, but no Marina means no bargain is needed. You can just tell her to give you the hair for free. Grab the wand and take the mushroom circle back to the surface, where we're gonna leave someone behind at the coffin. You'll see why in a minute. Marina has a unique reaction that only happens in this specific scenario, where Ethel was defeated in her lair while Marina stayed up here.
Ethel's gone, isn't she? I felt it.
You felt
Awake
it.
or asleep, I could hear her.
You felt it.
Laughing at me. Taunting me. Now it's gone.
Though after those first couple lines, the rest of the conversation plays out the same as it does when she knows that the hag killed her brothers. As soon as that dialogue ends, Marina will try to walk out of the lair that she's not in before just teleporting straight to Connor's coffin, where you somehow sneak up on her. And don't worry, doing all this will still lead to the same outcome as usual in Act 3, just like you'd saved Marina from Ethel the normal way. If you talk to one of the Pennygood siblings...
What the fuck? Why did they have that ready? Why did Larian think about doing any of this?
They did spend a good amount of time making this game, so...
Okay, not Act 3. Eh?
Okay, well, hold on. It was gonna be more likely that people played Act 1 and 2, but not really Act 3.
I want to do one more.
Okay.
Because I was not prepared for that nonsense. Five has like 50 parts to it. I'm gonna go with this one. This is the most replayed.
We'll see. Sunny days with the likes of you. Thanks for appreciate.
Ohms from Moonrise Prison, Wolverine will always lead the group as the captain of the ship. But let's say something unfortunate happens to him during the escape. In that case, Leah will take over as leader.
Right, boat's good to go. Or as good as it can get, at least. This curse doesn't stretch much further than the shore. We'll hide out on the water, plan our next move from there.
I like Leah better
Fair.
as the leader.
You've done more than your share. I can
What
take
you got
it from
against
here.
Wilburn?
But listen, heard the
He's a
guards in
bitch.
tizzy over something
Wow.
big. An army. Whatever these assholes are up to, it isn't good. Get out, and soon.
If she doesn't make it to the boat, then her brother Cal will fill in.
All I want to do is lie down and sleep for a 10-day. But we're not safe yet. We'll get this thing onto the water, far from the curse, and plan our next move. If El Terrell has taught me one thing, it's that there's always a way out. Thank you for everything.
Though if you told Roland to take off back in the Grove, neither sibling will be in the prison, which leaves Lacrissa as next in line.
The boat's good to go.
Wow.
At least I think it is.
Why are they playing for this so hard?
Or strategist, to be honest. My plan is to stick to the water, stay clear of the curse until I think of something better. True. I'm pushing my luck just standing here. But I can't leave without a warning. I heard whispers inside of something big. An army. Do what you have to here, and then Scarpa. Please.
Scarpa.
But what if
And then
Lacrissa got up
Scarpa.
to take a walk and tripped and fell in her campfire?
Oh my god.
In that case, Danis becomes the boat leader.
Why there's so many people in line for this?
I think we are. Not like we have somewhere to go. But the water seems safe from the curse. For now, anyway. True. Anywhere is better than here. But I can't leave.
Why do they all have unique dialogue?
Something big is going on in Moonrise. I heard whispers of something. An army. Do what you have to here, and then leave. Soon.
If Danis also has some sort
Oh
of...
my god.
Nimble the gnome will take charge of the prison escape.
I'm no sailor, but I've prepped the boat as best I can. I don't know.
Why do they all have unique dialogue?
The curse on the water, I guess. True. Who knows what could come charging out of Moonrise next? Thank you. The Iron Hands will remember this.
And if somehow everyone else is gone, Nichols will take the boat all on his own.
The boat calls. The thought of leaving the comfort of stone makes my heart pound. But I have no choice. The curse touches every part of this land. Only the water is safe. An unhappy prospect. Indeed. If I'm meant to survive, then I will. But know this. The stone in Moonrise screams. Something evil is here.
Why does he have the
You
most
should
dialogue?
leave while you can.
Because he's
The
crazy.
two hyenas that are part of Flynn's gang.
Alright.
That was pretty good.
What the fuck? I may rush this on my
mean-
own. Yeah, I will never get to see this, but I will. What the fuck? Why do they think of so much?
I mean, That's how you can tell that Larian is a good game company.
This game has so many fucking bugs, Vess.
I mean,
So much shit's broken in this fucking phenomenal ass game.
it's a big game.
Why do they spend so much time with their voice actors?
Because voice acting is important.
That's crazy. Did they write this or did they just have them freestyle?
You probably wrote it.
How long were they working on this game?
Like a long time.
They were just sitting there not fucking. They weren't in the fucking studio with the fucking game devs at all. They were just fucking writing shit.
I think a lot. Well, I think a lot of the development for this game happened during like quarantine. So maybe.
Like, yo, we gonna have the fucking jail. We gonna have a jailhouse under the fucking big place, and we gonna have the fucking little gnome dude that leading the resistant. We're gonna have him. We're gonna have him push people out like through the boat. I'm like, oh, but what if he dies? Oh, let's have one of those people. When that little tiefling girl, let's have her lead the place. Where's she from? Oh, she's from the goblin camp. Oh yeah. Oh, what if the fucking goblin camp gets attacked and she dies? I'm like, oh, she's got her brother. Yeah. Oh, we did make her a brother. Let's put her brother in charge and have him do it. Oh, what if he dies too? Oh, wait, that's that other girl. She's not really doing anything. Let's throw her in a jail cell too, so that she could take over. What if she dies too? Oh wait, it'd be weird if we had him as the only fucking deep gnome in there. Let's put like 2 other ones in there and then have like, oh wait, we got the crazy one in there. He can't lead it because he's crazy. We're just gonna have the girl in there. Oh, but what if she gets fucking murdered? Oh, yeah, I guess the crazy one is just gonna have to lead. Like, what?
They thought of it all.
How are they so ready for their characters to die? We need to have a playthrough where we kill every NPC.
We should. That'd be so funny.
Let's see what happens. Let's see who pops up.
I think they had so many failsafes for the instance that you like are fighting with the warden with the door open, so all the guards are also aggroed, and then you release the prisoners. So they attack the prisoners, and then they accidentally die. I think that's how it could have happened, and that's why there's so many failsafes.
Why was there a failsafe for Hink?
I don't know. I can't answer that.
Alright.
He really wanted his brother in this game.
Which one of these did they not talk about? They mentioned Homegirl. They didn't mention this fucking fight that you made up.
What?
They didn't mention the Mind Flayer. Nah, suckers. They mentioned
the Mind Flayer.
They mentioned Alfera. They didn't mention the skip, but that's like a speedrunner thing. They didn't mention the poop knife.
Oh man.
They didn't mention Shart or her friend. They didn't mention that you can steal items. When they talked about Lump, you can steal his horn and then he gets pissed at you. They didn't mention Minsk. Look at us. We know more than they will ever know.
What the heck?
I still think you made that up.
Which one?
The fucking poop knife.
No, it's a thing that you find in Act 1.
Poop knife in BG3. Instant game of the year. The poop scrapper. Non-magical variant of dagger, family of weapons, simple melee, loaded, finesse, can be thrown.
I told you. The poop knife.
You can get gaping wounds for it. It doesn't do anything?
No.
No infections? It's just the poo scrapper?
Yep.
This game fucking sucks. You hit somebody with a gaping wound, they fucking have a chance to get poison or infected. Cause it's covered in rust and shit.
It's been cleaned after every use, probably.
Inside and revolting, the abyss is not the worst place this has been. I don't think it's been clean.
It's like the same place where you find Shovel.
It's still like Duke, you don't like the hill.
That's not good.
Leaving this on the screen. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the Poo Scraper. I want to thank everybody for being here. Thank you for everybody being here now, while it's alive. Everybody's gonna be here in the future. When it's divided, everybody's gonna be here in the past. Like some of these fucking videos that I X'd out because I needed to save my RAM. There's so much shit in this game. There's still so much shit in this game that people don't know about.
Yeah, there's a lot of content in this game.
It's wild. None of them mentioned. Which one would they have actually just not have known? They mentioned that one. The grave. They probably know about that one. Kissing the Mind Flayer. They know about that one. I don't know if you're. Probably the poop knife, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, it's easily missable, I think.
There's so much random ass shit in this fucking game.
Yeah.
And we're gonna find more. Because I'm gonna have my team of people, including Vest, do another stream of Baldur's Gate Honor Mode, no mods. I don't know about that shit.
Stay tuned for Divinity Original Sin 2.
Nah. Stay tuned for Divinity Remake Original Remake 1.
Stay tuned for Divinity Remaster Divinity 1 Edition.
Stay tuned for when I get all 4 of these people to play the God of War reimagining. If I can mod my Steam machine, whenever the fuck that shit comes out, which I'm pretty sure I can, I want to do a Elden Ring run with 4 people.
That would be fun.
I have to wait for either to get a better PC or the Steam machine to come out, and I don't know when either one of those bullshits are happening. That PC's fine. I'm not buying RAM though. Fuck y'all. Alright, I'm getting the fuck out of here. Closing statements, best for you.
I guess the poop knife wins. That's it.
You're a terrible person. Goodbye.
Bro, what are you doing? Bro, what are you doing in there? Bro, what are you doing in there? Bro, what